I remember one day Homer and I were walking down arm in arm down the mall here, and we that was when ASU lost the medical school to U of A, and I can tell you how that happened because I know how that politically how that happened too. But anyway, we were walking along there and arm in arm, and we passed the old library building there, and Homer said, "Bruce." He was very disappointed that he lost the medical school, and he said, I'm going to get myself a law college anyway. So I said, well, wonderful, Homer, you can put it right in this building here because it used to be a library, and of course it has stacks and places for the books and everything. He said, no, I'm going to get a brand new building. And so I said, well, wonderful. So he got one. Have you ever looked at that building when you fly over it? It looks like a toilet. It does. If you'd fly over it, it's got like a seat there. But anyway, Homer got that built over there. And he went on and he said, one of the things I like about getting a law school, he said, lawyers write wills. And maybe some people will leave money to the university. That's what he said. The politics in Arizona is pretty good. Members of Congress have what they call the franking privilege. That is, they can send out all the mail they want to without paying any postage. Barry Goldwater was in the Senate at the time, and so they used his franking privilege, and they mailed letters to everybody that they thought might be questionable, and with the understanding that these letters would be returned if not delivered. In other words, if they mailed one to your house and it didn't get delivered, then they would come back to them. Then they took all those, and they made a list of them, and then so you come up to the poll and you say, my name is John Jones, I want to vote, and they say, well, Mr. Jones, I see you moved. I see you don't live where you used to. Have you moved recently? Oh yeah, a couple of months ago I moved for Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Jones, but you can't vote. And so they literally use that to turn away quite a few people. How many they actually turned away, I don't know, but they turned away quite a bit. But now what they did was legal. It wasn't exactly kosher. It was legal, but it wasn't kosher, and that's what they did. I noticed the letter in the to finish. I noticed yesterday a letter in the editor is saying something about we ought to do away with the electoral college, and having. I think the big problem that's shameful in America is the fact that we don't have an election system that is fair, honorable, and legal, and not in any way dishonest. I think it's time we had a system so that whenever anybody casts his or her ballot, they can be secure in the knowledge that it went to the person that they cast it for, and if that's not enough and the other person won, okay, that's fine, because that's the way it should be. But we have a system today in which hanky-panky is extensive in our election system throughout and not only in Arizona, not only in Florida and Ohio, but everywhere to some extent.